Now I want to talk to you guys a little about the business of detailing, and mostly when I talk about the business of detailing, I talk about things that I know. I don't know numbers. I'm not a financial guy. I'm not a website SEO guy. I don't know that information. If you want to learn more about that, there's plenty of other channels to go and learn about that stuff. What I can teach you is very simple advertising on your own that you can do for free or for a very little amount. So when it comes to advertising, nowadays, you can do it yourself. True, you can pay for advertising, and sometimes you get good results, sometimes you don't. It depends on your market, it depends on the economy, lots of different factors. And you can spend thousands of dollars on advertising, and sometimes it doesn't pan out. Yeah, so here are some simple things that you can do to boost your online presence and your presence locally. Now, there are some things you can't do 100% on your own. I understand that. Say, for instance, with a website, you can make your own, but it's not always the best. I would definitely recommend spending money on getting a website built. Whether you want to spend a couple $100s, a couple $1,000s, there's options out there to do that, and some of them will offer a simple type of SEO service with that, and that can help in your area. But as long as you have a good website and have it full of information, don't have a simplistic website so simple that the customer goes there and all that's there is your logo, a couple of pictures, your number, and email, and that's it. You want to have that website full of information, whether it is videos, pictures, your services explained all in detail, and prices. Even if you have to do starting at prices, or if you want to do small, medium, large, I have that on my website, and it's totally fine. Depends on your area, so you can choose what you want to do, but have a starting price because customers need to know. Don't be afraid about putting your prices on your website and thinking, oh, if the customer sees it, they're not going to go for it. It's not going to make a difference whether they go for it because of your website or if you're talking to them and you tell them the price and they don't go for it. It doesn't matter. What it does is it actually cuts out the people who are too cheap and don't want to spend money with you in the first place. So make sure to have that website full of information. You can even have blogs on there, frequently asked questions. Fill your website up with information. Google loves information and text. Not just pictures of text, but actual text. So have a frequently asked questions page on there and fill it up with text. That's going to take some time, but once it's there, it's there. And once again, if this is your business, if you are running your own business, you're going to have to take time to do basically the paperwork. This is the back end of your business. The advertising, the information, all of that. So that's important. If you're not ready for that, then your business may not succeed. True, there are some businesses that can do really well with just word of mouth, but that's only in some demographics, not everywhere. Some areas really depend on online presence, videos, social media, and all of that. That will drive people to your business. If you're afraid of social media, you're going to have to get over that fear because that is really what's driving traffic to businesses right now. You can do it yourself. It's free and it is easy. You just have to get over your fear of social media, whatever it is, and you have to put yourself out there. Because if you are the face of your business, if you're performing all of the business yourself, the services, that's you. It's your face, it's your voice, it's everything. You have to put yourself out there to get the customers, to get the clients. You're going to have to learn how to speak to your clients. You're going to have to learn good customer service. Unfortunately, this generation of younger people and even some older people, so it's not just a generational thing, it has to do with the way society is right now. They're not very good at customer service. They're not good at public relations. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to relate to people. It's kind of sad. And we experience it all the time because we are so focused on our customer service and we're very sensitive to it. So when we don't get good service, it really stands out to us. And we hate bad service. That ruins everything. Whether you are going to the grocery store and you get bad service there, or you're going to any place of service, a mechanic, a restaurant, whatever it is, if you get bad service, it ruins the whole experience and you don't want to go back there. In fact, we had this experience. We went on a little outing. We went to a restaurant, which we had been twice before, and we went there, and because of staffing issues, and I understand that, big businesses that have employees, they're having a hard time staffing and training people well. So there is that complication, but still, it comes down to management. They have to make sure that the people that they have are trained very well and that they're willing to do their jobs correctly. So we went to this restaurant and we had to wait a couple of minutes. There was no one at the front desk. Finally, someone came, sat us down, and that was it. Nobody ever came. For 15 minutes, we sat there and just waited. And the waitresses were passing right by, didn't even look at us. It was almost like we were invisible. So that was poor. We walked right out and no one even said anything. They didn't say like, hey, can I help you? Nothing. We were invisible to them. And we just walked out and we went somewhere else. It was a really bad experience. Don't let that be your business. So if you're a shy person, if you're timid, if you have some social anxieties, I actually have social anxieties, believe it or not. I know. I work on it. And it's a constant anxiety within me that I have to deal with on a daily basis, but I push myself. I push myself and I put myself out there. I'm talking to you guys right now. I'm in my garage alone talking to a camera. A little weird, but at least there's no people around. So it's different. I'm talking to you and then I edit it and then I put it out into the public and thousands of people will watch this. So if you have anxiety issues, I understand because I do also. And I know there's different levels of them. So you're going to have to work on that. Work on public speaking. If you have to take little classes that aren't that much money, online classes, learning how to speak publicly, I've actually done that and I used to train myself to speak publicly. I actually used to speak in front of thousands of people ever since I was 9 years old. I used to read publicly. I used to do little speeches publicly. So it kind of came naturally to me, even though it's not something that I enjoy doing or like doing at all. But it's within me. I've trained myself to do that. So train yourself. Take some classes, some online classes, learn how to even speak, articulate. Your wording also plays a big role in your persona and in your business. Using foul language, using bad language, on this channel, I don't do that. There's no need for that. Even amongst friends, I don't do that. I keep my language in check. I keep my speech in check. I keep everything in check so that things are properly done for my business and in my personal life too, but especially in my business. So when people are talking to me, I talk to them as if they're a friend or a family member. I speak to them as such. So if you do that, you build that relationship, you build that rapport, you build your reputation, trust me, that will go a long way. You can outdo every detailing business in your area if your customer service is superior. That is one of the most important business tips I can ever give anyone, is working on your customer service, your public relations with people, learning how to talk, learning how to speak to them properly, and all of those things make such a big difference in your detailing business. It's not just about the skill. People can do that and really hone in on their skill and be the best detailer physically. But mentally and publicly, they fall short. So that's why I really focus on both. I try not to exceed just in one thing. I try to be good at multiple things so that everything is well-rounded. Now, another thing I'd like to talk about is building relationships with companies, detailing companies, and even other detailers. Now, some may think you don't want to be talking to your competition and all of that. Look, guys, when it comes to quote-unquote competition, I don't have any competition because I don't view it that way. I don't need to. Whether you want to call it its competition or not means absolutely nothing to me. I'm not a cutthroat business person. I do not care if others are doing better than me or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is how well are you doing? How well am I doing? That's what matters. Don't compare yourself to others. It's not healthy, it's not good, whether personally or in the business world. So don't worry about that. In fact, build relationships with fellow detailers. Build relationships with detailing companies. Go to Car Supplies Warehouse and build relationships with those guys because they are true detailers. They are the owners of Chicago Auto Pros. They're the ones who own Car Supplies Warehouse, if you don't already know that. You can sign up for a wholesale account, communicate with them. Their customer service is excellent. That is one of the things that I love about them. They are real people, they are real detailers, and they know exactly what you need for your business. They can do training, and once again, like I said, they can do the wholesale pricing so you can get discounts. There's so many benefits to building relationships with these types of detailing companies and even fellow detailers because you build that rapport with the community. And that's very important. Because of YouTube, I have met many detailers here locally and around the world. And now we have built these relationships, this networking, these friendships with these other fellow detailers. That way now I can learn from them, they can learn from me. We get tips, advice from each other. That is the way to grow. And it's not just about the numbers. It's not just about how much money can I make off of someone else. Don't think that way. That's not what true entrepreneurship is about. Build good quality relationships, because if you don't and you start burning bridges, that will get around and nobody will want to deal with you. Whether customers, fellow detailers, everything can fail because of that. Don't focus on the financials of your business. Focus on people. Focus on customer service. Yes, your skills are important. You want to be good at your job. Even if little things fall short and you're able to explain why you can't do certain things. There's many things here that I don't do because I'm just not equipped to do that, or I know that my customers don't need that service, or I know the vehicle well that I'm not going to go any further than what I need to go. So I'm not doing major wet sanding here. I'm not doing major undercarriage washing and detailing. I'm not using dry ice machines, at least not yet, because I'm not going to be spending $7,000 to $9,000 on a machine like that because I just don't have the need for it. So there are certain things like that if a customer asks for those things, I basically honestly tell them, sorry, I don't do that service. This is what we do. Whether they like that or not, whatever. But it's the way that I present the information to that said customer. And that can make or break your customer coming to you or not. I've actually had customers who wanted PPF, they want full PPF, and I've even referred them to other people, and they went there and got full PPF, and then came back to us to get the ceramic coating on top of it, even though that PPF company could have also offered it to them and done it there. But they liked our service so much that they came back to us to get the ceramic coating done. That's what I'm talking about. Those good deeds, that being personal, will come back around. It does take longer, though, than simply throwing a ton of money to advertising and just seeing who bites. Building slowly and organically is a little bit tougher, but in the long run, better.